Hey guys, welcome back to MaxCast on for Unification. Today I have a 1 vs 1 for you of Vrax playing Tyranids versus Necrotechnica, also known as Dimdol, playing Death Guard on one of the newer maps, or let's say newly included in 6.9 Sands of Time. I really like this map, like all these pyramids and stuff. Both players have randomed then these factions, and as you can see, they did not tell each other, at least it's not displayed in the replay, what faction they have, so let's see how it goes. Vrax goes for a Reiniko's Brute Spire opener. The standard is, of course, 2 Gene Stealers into a Brute Lord. With this, yeah, you need a Brute Lord until tier 2, and Death Guard is getting how many cultists? 3 cultists. 7th company we have seen. Opens with a generator and then with Temple of Disease. Needs more builders, yes. Because this is not building yet, you need a second builder more or less immediately. You also need like... there's the second builder. My mistake, he builds a Gnoll mod, it's very good. The placement is also very good, so it has a range where it can shoot once it's matured. And this range is about, I guess, about here, which is exactly nice to cover any enemy squads capturing this critical location. We have a Lictor now. The Lictor is a more or less commander killing unit. Is not infiltrated anymore in 6.9. It was infiltrated from the get-go in the previous version. Now it needs the second upgrade. There are various, you could say, upgrades for the Lictors, like a tiered upgrade. They all increase, like I think the health damage, but more importantly the sight range. If you have in the tier 3, I think it is, upgrade, it literally has a sight range about like half the map or so. It has like very keen senses, but it moves into the range of the Gnoll, will lose some HP, I guess. Oh, it's not completely in range, but the listening post also has a morale degeneration aura. I'm not sure why he opens with the Brute Lord when he goes for Lictor. Is he building Ravenous behind it? Because the Brute Lord by itself isn't like the strongest combatant. The thing it has going for it is the Synapse aura, for the most part. Here we have some cultists trying to be sneaky, but the Gene Stealers do not mess around in melee. Although these guys are very tanky in general, they will not like being hit continuously by these 4-armed creatures here. Total normal to have 4 arms. Okay, we have more cultists going around. These cultists in general could deal with them. Now we have upgraded listening post in conjunction with this Gnoll is more than enough to hold this position. If he upgrades this listening post, he's more or less set very good defensively. Goes for a very quick gift of repository. Has one... Is it... this is a ranged marine, right? Yeah. Okay. Normally the people go for a melee marine and or the Lord, because the Lord is so tanky, also has this healing ability and whatnot. Okay, so the Tyranids taking the biggest part of the map, taking both relics now, getting some spore mines ready. These are... Okay, goes for the Gene Stealer acclimatization as well as the Lictor acclimatization. Has he only got one Lictor though? These are spore mines being dropped in. I see the effect going on. Upgrades this spore chimney so it can get an aura which damages nearby squads but reduces the income of influence you have. How about his economy? No, what I called these pools yet, which is a mistake. He used all his requisition for the acclimatization and also for the synapse for the tech up, but he does not have any acquisition income buildings yet. These pools, you need these pools. There goes the first. This is really late. The second one, he would need to have at least 2 done by now, so his income will suffer. On the other hand, we have now Blight Grenade research and another Plague Marine squad. Okay, interesting. Goes for Blight Grenades and probably, yeah, Plague Belcher, because he got for the 7th company. The 7th company increases all these plague stuff. I'm not sure if it also increases the Plague Spear thingy on the listing post, but it does increase the Plague Spear, Plague Belcher, and later Plague Pure or whatever ability units. Weapons on the Plague Marines. And later on there it also increases the there's like some squads that have also like these plague weapons. The Gnolmor has reproduced here right in the middle of these squads. It has matured and does quite a lot of damage around it, and also has some debuffs. I'm not really sure what it exactly provides, but it's something you do not want to stand next to, that's for sure. And this now provides you with a way to decap this middle point here. Another blight grenade thrown into this very spot. This would be probably better, but yeah, killing a lot of stuff here. Needs to stop capturing it, but yeah, he just continues. It does not reinforce these units. These are very cheap to reinforce, very high squad tax. They cost like 150 requisition for 2 models, but these how should I say, the reinforcement cost is really low compared to it. So you want to keep these squads alive, and you are more or less I don't want to say easily, but these are really tanky boys, so you can keep them alive as well. Fighting right next to this Gnolmor is not the right choice. You would need to probably attack from another angle, because yeah, this will deal damage over time. You need some ranged units, because that they can attack this while not being in the range of it would be advised here. Some more spore mines. These spore mines do add up in cost. He gets some more reclamation pools. Is he tier 2 already? Yes, he goes for the adrenal gland, so here this will increase the movement and attack speed of these Raveners. Going for the Devourers, it's exactly what I say. Probably needs a warrior squad or 2, or goes for more Raveners. For now he has just Gene Stealers and Raveners. More blight grenades throwing in. This Gnolmor is getting hit, but he will go into range of this listening post, and this is not going to be pretty. The listening post does quite a lot of damage, and especially does AoE damage, so all these clumped up infantry will suffer quite a lot. We see these little stingers here. These are the how should I say, they don't look like much, but these Devourers pack a punch. You can see that they kill this Gnolmor very easily. This one probably decayed. They only have a limited lifespan. So tier 2, what is it going? Is it tier 2? Tier 2 is up for Mr. Necrotechnica getting another Gnolmor on the other side, which is nice. These are, I don't want to say free, but very cheap. And we have now a bloated rhino. The bloated rhino is really nice. It can get some upgrades to get like smoke shells, smoke grenades, but they also deal damage around. It's like toxic gas grenades. So the Death Guard units of course do like it, but the enemies do not. They take health damage over time, and you can even upgrade it further to get some melter weaponry on top of it. Melters of course against Tyranids not really useful, but the first upgrade these how should I say, these toxic smoke shells would be really good. I saw a warrior squad getting built now. Does he go for rending claws, so melee build for that? Has some more spore mines in queue. Gene Stealer acclimatization second. More spore clusters being built, so he tries to have at least one in the pipeline at all the time. More spore clusters. How much damage do they deal actually against measles? Not as much as I thought they would. Gene Stealer acclimatization part 2 is done. More spore mines, I was saying. More blight grenades going in. They have a grenade-like ability, the Raveners, the warriors themselves. It's like spewing some acid and whatnot, so we have like acid against acid here. Bloated Rhino just driving right through the middle of it will take a lot of damage against these warriors, as well as from the Raveners. These Devourers do deal also damage more or less against all targets. The economy, you can see here, starts to fly up. We now have the rending claws for the Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealers will now pack quite a lot of punch in melee. This Rhino got forgotten in the middle of it. All the dead bodies of Tyranids piling up here. The Plague Belcher, Plague Spewer, Plague Belcher is here. He got the upgrade, so he can have more on the squad. He should go for it. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 Plague Marines. You're tier 2. How about some Havocs? Havocs are always nice with their upgrade. He goes for... Okay, he cancelled... Oh no, it's done. The Nurgle Dreadnought. Nurgle Dreadnought also can get a plasma cannon in tier 3. Okay, so a multi-melter for now, but... Why do you go for multi-melter? Multi-melter is against... Ah, okay, he skips it. Whew! Multi-melter is only good against vehicles or buildings, and there are no vehicles whatsoever for Tyranids. We have now Genestealer extended carapace, so they will be more of a nuisance. Even more also goes now for the Xenotype Root Womp and gets a Hive turn. So you see his income is really high. He has like this big bank of reclamation pools. He survived as long for long that he could, how should I say, get his pool party going there, even attacking this side. Spork mines for the support. These warriors with riding claws are really insane how much damage they deal. But now we have the Dreadnought punching this Genestealer in the jaw with the uppercut, sends him flying, but he goes up again. They have now the extended carapace, I suppose, or will soon have the extended carapace. Xenotype Brute Womp is done now, so we will probably see what they called again, Xanotropes. Or the Biowars, I would imagine the Xanotropes. He does like the Xanotropes quite a lot. Devourers teleporting or burrowing behind enemy lines, cutting their retreat path. So, but the everything died here except these Raveners. And the Raveners now out of Synap's aura will lose morale, will get punched by the Dreadnought, or will he? He's not sure. Okay, he gets this one and throw it away. There it goes. Onto the pyramid it goes, sliding down in shame. So now the extended carapace is done, as well as the Hive Tyrant for more synapse support, as well as some awesome weaponry. What weaponry does he go for? Stays for the standard weaponry he has. It's these dual Devourers, I think. More melee action from this Nurgle Dreadnought on the back. We see the Hive Tyrant now pushing back the Plague Marines. We have some Biowar Fire coming in. The Biowar Fire is not really good against vehicles, even if they upgrade with these bioacid spore mine. It does not deal the greatest damage against vehicles. It more is about anti-infantry with its space weaponry, and then anti-building, you could say, not really anti-vehicle, anti-building with the upgrade. You should get the acclimatization as well. More Raveners being built. We have some warriors flanking around. These were more or less, I guess, forgotten on the left part, but they now come into a flank. Raveners deep striking in, going for melee because they do not have any ranged weapon yet. These warriors provide a synapse aura, so these Raveners will be very good for what they do. They now teleport, or how should I say, burrow back to here. And this Nurgle Dreadnought is just not dying, killing units left and right, still standing here. It's like a little, how should I say, a little party where everybody is like picking on him, and finally he goes down. He paid his weight quite a lot. Why is there a second Bane Pit? I noticed this from Dimdo a lot. He goes for 2 vehicle buildings but not producing out of them. For some factions this makes total sense, like for IG and whatnot. We have now tier 3 done for Vrax. He has now 85 influence. He should get the Capillary Tower, but he does not. He should get the Capillary Tower because it's like the absolute amazing thing. He gets the Hive Tyrant implant attack, so it increases more damage, as well the Brute Lord infiltration, so these Genestealers will be invisible soon-ish. We have now a turret here, the turret demon, it's called, does deal quite a lot of damage, but these warriors do not care. The warriors have more damage, even more so. Another Dreadnought here coming in. The Dreadnought is more or less the saving grace. Plague Marines trying to fire their Plague Belchers, but now they need to run away, and what can they do? Not do very well? Running. They try. The second Dreadnought coming in. Spore mines dropping in from all sides. This is like a really amazing game. Now the infiltration for the Genestealers kicks in. More spore mines left and right. There are now some Havocs. Finally, Havocs have arrived. I hope they have their upgrade to be good against infantry, because with their standard loader, their infantry damage isn't the greatest. This listening post still standing here, firing away. Genestealers are infiltrated, I guess, but it doesn't matter if they're next to a listening post. Look at the map is all green. This is all Tyranid. More stuff firing in. These Biowars do not have the upgrade. These are still only 2 models, but deal enough damage. I hope they do not have the upgrades. They have the acid spore mines. only one squad. One squad is good against buildings, the other squad is good against all this infantry mass. Look at all the explosions going here, left and right. Havoc standing here, firing away with their missiles. If they have their missile upgrade, they do quite a lot of damage against everything the Tyranid has to field here. Wow. And there's some kind of settling down. The Dreadnoughts are the saving grace. The anti-vehicle of Tyranids is more or less non-existent. Maybe the warriors. What does the Hive Tyrant has? It has the Lash Whip and Bone Sword. It's also good against infantry, but not against vehicles. We have here another Carnifex, or we have a Carnifex chamber. More warriors, more spore mines left and right. Kind of slowing down for a second, as I say, because these Dreadnoughts buying time for the Death Guard. But what is the plan of the Death Guard? There is a Desecrator. But yeah, you need tier 3 at some point. Okay, tier 3 is on the way already. Wow. The Bane Pit on top here died. He needs to rebuild this strategic point because his income is probably not the greatest. Yeah, only 91 income on the requisition part is not really good. The 55 power income is really good. Tyranids even built a freaking Spore Chimney here. I think it's also upgraded. It will go down now with the help of the Havocs and whatnot. So they need to be capping this. And yeah, there's artillery fire and some saddle probes now coming in. They provide synapse. They have really good AoE attacks against infantry, mediocre damage against vehicles, but also have an ability to make units not die with I think 1 HP. It's like the how should I say, Mad Dog fighting juice, kind of. Pretty much the fighting juice, you could say. These Dreadnoughts trying to focus down on what do they actually try to focus on? Probably just buying time. We have now a where is it? The relic building, the Trigon Warren. He has not enough resources. He needs to build a capillary tower. He has so much stuff going on. What does he go for? No, not the capillary tower. He goes for Biomorph Tyrant, Hive Tyrant shield, you could say, damage reduction. We have Desecrator and melee, and as well as Carnifex. You could also go for the old eyed one, which is basically a hero Carnifex. Costs more or less the same, but is more sturdy and has some abilities like auto heal and stuff. All the artillery fire going on these Desecrators. These Desecrators are really nice. They have a morale reducing aura around them, which does not help a lot against Tyranids who have Synapse aura around them, but still holding the line while the infantry more or less slowly moving away. These guys need to stop and start firing similar to those. These Sano probes here have used their invulnerability ability against these warriors, which is exactly the squad you want to have it on. Hive Tyrant, like a mad girl, woman, man, who knows really what this is. I should start like intro cast given a name. So this is Rodriguez. Rodriguez going away with his bone sword and Lash Whip and Bone Sword, so he whips and slashes his way. Rodriguez is still alive. All these melee vehicles for the Death Guard going down. I'm still waiting on a capillary tower. Because if you build a capillary tower, like in the middle, it has like auras increasing your combat capabilities and whatnot of your units. And most importantly, it basically produces influence like million times faster than what he has right now. So he could get all the reclamation pools if he hasn't gotten already all of them. I think he has as much as he can. They are limited to 3 per Spore Chimney, and he had for some point this as a Spore Chimney, this one not. But yeah, a lot of income. We have more artillery fire going in. Tier 3 should be done now. So what do we see from Death Guard? We have an upgraded listing post in the base, which is probably not the best use for your stuff. We have like this Farragon right now, but what is he going for? He probably does not have any resources. He does have resources, so he wants to get another Desecrator. Desecrator or tier 2. Get a tier 3 stuff up, come on! We want to see bigger units. This could also be a thing we can call for the Tyranids, and he is probably getting the Trigon. I can see it building here. Yes, the Trigon. Trigon is the relic unit for Tyranids. Is more or less like an oversized what do you call it, Ravener. really big, can jump into melee, can jump in the sense of burrowing underground. These Nurgle Dreadnoughts are more or less trying to kill the economy, I guess, which would be a good thing. Company 7 does not have access to flight drones, I think, but what he could have done is get one of these flyers out and fly around the map and try to kill these reclamation pools where the enemy is not. This would be probably a good use of his resources and time. If he has them around the map trying to kill these reclamation pools, his economy would go lower, and you can see it, the Tyranids trying to break the Death Guard with the very superior eco, but still have troubles going through, even with 2 Carnifexes here and all the artillery support, given that he did not get the upgrade here. No Brute Bomb here. As I said, you need the Capillary Tower, my friend. The Capillary Tower and then all the reclamation pools, and then, I don't know, just drop buildings in the enemy base, basically. You can do this, and these are your sponges where your ranged infantry and stuff can deal with. More Spore Mines, but these Spore Mines, the Nurgle embraces all the Toxicers. There's this little, I forgot what it's called, but this acid spitter, or what is it called? Yeah, he can. And there's the Trigon. The Trigon has one ability that would be a key here. That would be, yeah, exactly, use this shield around it. The shield around it does damage to all units around, friend or foe, but it is quite a lot of damage. He can still move while this is active, so he's still fighting away. Oh my god, this is beautiful. The Knallmaw right in the middle here, still alive, dealing all damage around all the Tyranids around the Trigon, getting focused by this listening post. The listening post has a more or less last cannon, a evil last cannon you could think of. There it is burrowing. Where is it going? To the listening post, I guess. Kill the listening post. The Trigon isn't like the most sturdy relic unit of all time, but it will keep them alive long enough. The Hive Tyrant Rodriguez is still alive, having his shield now. Hive Tyrant, absolute madman here, going in AoE damage, AoE knockdown to these Plague Marines with Plague Belchers. Yeah, this seems to be it for now. Wow. A lot of madness. We have the Dreadnoughts here in the base, trying to, with some Plague Barrows as well. The Plague Barrows deal okay damage against buildings, so the idea is right, but the execution was a little late. Maybe he tried to go through his Dreadnoughts. He trying to kill the HQ. He is almost successful. So it kind of turns into a base trade. The problem with Tyranids is they cannot build anything if they have no HQ. You need to get an HQ out ASAP. It builds like a hell of a lot slow, but it only costs influence, and influence is what you have in troves, especially, as I said multiple times, get the freaking Capillary Tower. We have now the Xenotype Brute Acclimatization, so the Biowars and Cyanoprobes can get more models out. We have now another Dreadnought fighting a Carnifex. Who is gonna win this one, I wonder. It more looks like the Carnifex would win, but there's also some range support here as well. These Cyanoprobes now taking damage from the Trigon ability. You see also these warriors taking quite a lot of damage. But yeah, this is it. This is the last one, the Tribulation Mount. This is the last building. What a game! A lot of fighting in the middle. I like this map quite a lot. It has not the greatest amount of points, so the resources are limited more or less. But yeah, you can see that the economy for the Tyranids was still very good. Why is this still going? Is there some building hidden somewhere? he's kind of killing the enemy base. But yeah, as I said, a flyer of these bot flyer, whatever it's called, would have been huge on these sides. I mean, he does not know where these are, but flying around on the edges of the map like here and then seeing it would be like a godsend to kill the enemy economy. Because yes, he fought very well against the Tyranid infantry, Tyranid Carnifexes, greater what they called, monstrous creatures and whatnot, until the end. But yeah, you need to do some economy damage, because the economy damage was only dealt to the Death Guard. Anyway, not to take out the good plays of these both players. He really enjoyed this one. A lot of action all around. So, whew. As usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!